Good afternoon. My name is Mike Potter. Welcome to the Valley Water Pipeline Maintenance Program Notice of Preparation and Environmental Scoping Meeting, which includes all of Santa Clara County and parts of San Benito and Merced counties. We're recording this virtual public meeting for anyone who couldn't participate or wants to view it at a later time. And this video will be available on Valley Water's YouTube channel. If you would like to ask a question after the presentation, please use the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen instead of the chat box. This sometimes gets too difficult to track when there are many comments in that chat. Staff will respond to your questions at the end of the presentation. Remember, we need to receive your comments in writing via email or postal mail during the 30-day public review period, which began on October 23rd, 2023. The presentation will include details of the processes and where to submit written comments by November 22nd, 2023. Today, we'll have the opportunity to learn about the project, ask questions, and provide comments about the scope and content of the information to be addressed in the subsequent environmental impact report. I would like now to introduce to you Valley Water's Board Chair and District 1 Director, John Varela. Chair Varela was appointed to the Valley Water Board of Directors in 2015 and has since been reelected by the voters of District 1 3 times. His district represents the largest in our county, from the foothills above Milpitas all the way down to Gilboa. Chair Varela is a former mayor and council member of the city of Morgan Hill. Chair Varela, the online floor is yours.
Thank you, Mike. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to learn and to ask questions about the pipeline maintenance program and the notice of preparation and environmental scoping process. Welcome to any elected officials, their staff who are joining us today. I also want to acknowledge my colleagues from Valley Water Board of Directors. I know that Vice Chair Barbara Keegan is on today, so welcome, Director Keegan. If I missed anybody else, please notify me so I can acknowledge them. The pipeline maintenance program is massive as it covers all of Santa Clara County, with connections to parts of Merced and San Benito counties. To some, the topic of pipeline maintenance may not seem as exciting. However, it is a critical part that we have a water delivery system that is safe and reliable, so we get our drinking water to where it needs to be quickly and efficiently. For our pipeline system to do its job, we need a maintenance program that includes proactive investments to ensure our future infrastructure remains reliable. As we all know, things break. Infrastructure deteriorates with time, and natural disasters will occur. We want our pipeline system ready to work and deliver our water. During today's presentation, please ask questions and give us your comments. We welcome your input. We want the pipeline maintenance program to reflect the community's values and needs. Thank you again, and I'll invite Mike to come back on the screen.
Thank you, Chair Varela, for those comments. I've already done the mute thing, so we'd now like to welcome Mike Coleman, Associate Environmental Planner for Valley Water, who will start the presentation, followed by Valley Water Senior Engineer Tin Lin and Carrie Hill with our consultant firm, Panorama. Presenters, welcome. Mike, take it away.
Thank you, Mike Potter. My name is Mike Coleman. I'm the environmental planner leading the work on the pipeline maintenance program, subsequent EIR, or environmental impact report. And we welcome you all here today to give us valuable input from the community and from the regulatory agencies to provide us guidance on the concerns you have on this project. Today, we're going to go over the meeting purpose and objectives. We're going to talk about the history and overview of the pipeline maintenance program. We're going to talk about the subsequent EIR schedule and next steps. We're going to talk about the EIR and scoping process and how to comment. We're going to today provide an overview of the program and history, information on the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, that guides the scoping and how we conduct the EIR. We're going to receive public comments on the scope, and that'll give us even more focus when we prepare the EIR. Just a background and history, and then I'm going to turn it over to Tim. We have a 2007 PMP, or Pipeline Maintenance Program, and due to new regulations, changing environment on the ground, and addition of new components, there was many reasons to upgrade the existing program up until the current, or 2023 program, that the EIR will analyze. We're going to have expanded CEQA coverage, more efficient operations, and very proactively address maintenance needs for aging infrastructure. And we want to ensure continued safe and reliable water delivery to all our customers in Santa Clara County and the outlying areas as well. With that, I'll turn this over to Tim next to describe some of the additional key updates.
Thank you, Mike. So under PMP key updates includes, under facility, such as recycled water system, additional raw and treated system, pump station, tanks, and related appurtenances. Under activities and actions, updates includes vegetation management, land entitlement. There are also updates due to changes in regulatory environment. In the next slide, I'll go over the PMP area overview map. So this map shows Valley Water existing raw, treated, and recycled water pipelines that are proposed to be included in a PMP update. The total coverage is around 138 miles of pipeline. This 2023 PMP does not include new pipeline or any new infrastructure that will expand the capacity of the water system. The program only covers existing pipelines and appurtenances or supporting infrastructures. In the next slide, I'll go over PMP cover activities. Under the PMP cover activities, Valley Water plans to do external and internal inspection. Valley Water will also do maintenance-related activities on our aging pipelines and facility as shown in the list. It is also important to note that we are evaluating the operation and maintenance activities on the existing infrastructure. With this, I'd like to invite the next presenter to continue.
Thank you, Tim. Good afternoon. I'm Carrie Hill with Panorama Environmental, the consultant helping Valley Water work through the CEQA process. CEQA requires agencies like Valley Water to consider the environmental consequences of their actions before approving plans. This is often referred to as the look before they leap. What we're doing here today is an initial step in the look process. The entire purpose of this initial scoping step is to gain information and input from the public. Here we have outlined the timeline of the pipeline maintenance program as we work through the CEQA process. After the 30-day public scoping period, we will take all of the information received and develop a public scoping report that looks at all the comments in detail and summarizes the key issues. Those issues will be incorporated into the analysis of that draft EIR. The draft EIR is scheduled to be released in the spring of 2024. You can see there is an additional 45-day public comment period that allows time for public review of the draft EIR. Those additional comments will also be incorporated into the final EIR. The final EIR and pipeline maintenance manual are planned for release next summer. Anyone who has commented on the EIR will receive a copy of the final document for a last review before it goes in front of the Valley Water Board of Directors for certification. As part of this initial scoping process, Valley Water has sent out notices of the pipeline maintenance program update to interested members of the public, agencies, and special interest groups. Input from all types of agencies, groups, and individuals during this scoping phase is very important. The public interacts with the environment in a multitude of ways. Valley Water wants to understand how the pipeline maintenance program may affect how you interact with your environment, so an effort can be made to reduce or avoid any potential conflict or impact. The public input will help Valley Water identify what the key resources for evaluation are and what specific aspects of those topics should be explored in more in depth. It's important here to remember that the pipeline maintenance program and its activities have been going on for a long time. The program itself has been in place since 2007. However, pipelines always need maintenance. Valley Water's extensive experience implementing this program since 2007 provides great insight into what the key topics needing analyzed are. This is also consistent with CEQA guidance. If there's a certain aspect of any of these resources you think Valley Water should consider, or if there's a resource topic you think is missing from this list, that would be a great comment to submit. I want to talk briefly about some of the potential impacts the public may see. The first is during construction of pipeline maintenance program activities. Key issues related to construction include the noise generated by construction equipment, as well as impacts to air quality and greenhouse gases resulting from the operation of that equipment. Transportation and areas of recreation may also see temporary disruptions due to construction activities. All construction-related impacts would be temporary and vary depending on the type of activity being completed. Valley Water takes protection of the wide range of biological resources in their service area very seriously. For the EIR analysis, biological resources are being studied by expert biologists and ecologists who will develop a biological resources technical report. This in-depth report will be used to inform the analysis within the EIR and synthesize it down into language that the public and non-biological biologists and ecologists can understand. The pipeline maintenance program will continue to work in conjunction with the existing plans and programs, including the Valley Water Habitat Plan and the Stream Maintenance Program. Together, these long-term programs protect biological resources within Valley Water's service area while allowing for safe operation and delivery of water to customers. Cultural and historic resources are also being evaluated as a key topic and will have accompanying technical reports. As part of the initial research, multiple area tribes were contacted and known sensitive resources and areas were identified. Since the 2007 PMP, additional pipeline facilities have aged into the category of being potentially historic. Those lines and facilities are being evaluated in a technical report that will inform the EIR analysis, similar to the biological resources. The pipeline maintenance program covers Valley Water's existing pipelines, so areas of construction would include previously disturbed areas. The infrastructure already exists. This greatly reduces the potential to impact a cultural or historical significant site. Hydrology and water quality is another key area being analyzed in a technical report. There are multiple maintenance activities that could impact hydrology and/or water quality. Dewatering of pipelines is a common action required to complete many maintenance activities. The picture you see on the screen is a dewatered pipeline, allowing internal maintenance and inspection of that pipeline. All of that water has to go somewhere. Depending on the type of water in the pipeline, it could be raw, which is straight from a reservoir, treated, which would be disinfected for drinking or potable use, or it could be recycled, treated wastewater that's not for drinking. The water is released into various designated areas throughout Santa Clara County. Adding the recycled water is a key component to this pipeline maintenance program upgrade. These releases are monitored and subject to multiple best management practices, or BMPs, that protect the hydrology, water quality, and biological resources that may be present. Again, processes that have been tested and approved by various agencies for many years. I've mentioned quite a few times that we want your feedback. How to provide that feedback is an important piece. We want to make sure you are able to provide feedback in a way that will really help inform the EIR and program going forward. This slide outlines the types of comments that are helpful. Commenting on whether or not the program is good or bad does not necessarily help the EIR development process. However, commenting on how the pipeline maintenance program would impact a recreational activity you commonly do, or providing an idea about how Valley Water could do pipeline maintenance activity differently that would potentially eliminate or reduce an impact to an activity is very helpful. If there are specific parts of the pipeline maintenance program you are concerned with, let us know what those are and why you have those concerns. During this meeting, you can submit a comment in the Q&A box located at the bottom of your screen. While we are early in the planning process, we may not be able to answer all of your questions right now, but we will do our best, and we will certainly take every comment into account. You can also submit your written questions, as mentioned, to Valley Water by mail or email at the addresses shown on the screen. The recording, this information on the screen, and notice of preparation will be on Valley Water's website for later reference. The link is in the chat box for everybody. Please note that comments are due by 5 p.m. November 22nd. And now that we've taken care of the remaining housekeeping items, we would like to answer some questions. I will give it back over to Mike Potter to facilitate that.
Thank you so much, Carrie. And this is the part of the meeting where we look forward to hearing from the community and the stakeholders and some of the other participants, nearly a dozen of which have joined this virtual meeting. So if you have a question, please feel free to put it in the Q&A portion of the button, or you can raise your hand and we will work to unmute you. So don't be shy. We'd love to hear from you. We have this panel of experts prepared to answer your question. While we're waiting for our participants to type in their questions, maybe we could ask Tin a little bit about where the funding for this work will come from for the pipeline. The PMP stands for Pipeline Maintenance Program, just to be clear.
Yes, of course. Like funding for this project, will be coming from water utility fund, and we do have an annual operation and maintenance budget for the work under PMP, and also there's capital project as part of the 10-year inspection and rehab program.
And Tin, one of the things I saw on that chart, it might have been a little tricky for folks to see unless they had the jumbo screen. How many miles of pipeline are in this? Maybe we could go back to that slide that has the map of our full system.
Yeah, so it's about a total 138 mile coverage, combination of raw, treated, and recycled water pipelines.
Okay, and it looks like we can handle quite a bit of water through those, and so we're planning to manage this in a way that limits the amount of water that I heard that we have to discharge from the pipelines in order to do that maintenance. Is that correct?
Could you reiterate your question?
Sure. Sorry, I went a little fast. As we do this work, some of the pipelines are full of water. In order to get ready to work on that stretch, how do we handle that course of action?
Right. So, as Carrie has highlighted earlier, we'll typically, plan out to dewater the pipe. And then, after we have dewater, by following the BMP process, then, we'll have inspection, a crew going in to inspect the condition of the pipe.
Thank you for that response. Again, if you have your questions, please feel free to put them into the Q&A portal there, or raise your hand and we will unmute you so you can ask your question directly. Tim, do we anticipate the work being done on this in the pipeline maintenance program to be done by Valley Water staff, or will we in the future, should this environmental process go forward, look to send it out to bid and have private contractors do the work?
So right now we do have a 10-year inspection and rehab program as part of the current 10-year cycle. And for the design, we are doing in-house, and for construction, we have been going through a competitive bidding process.
Okay. And is there a timeline on when we think that might be underway? Are we still considering all of those options?
So as for a timeline, for operation and maintenance, work, it can be sometimes spontaneous, but for the capital work, we do have related work, as planned as part of the 5-year CIP program.
Thank you very much for that. Again, if there's any members of our attendees that would like to ask a question, please feel free to raise your hand and we'll unmute you, or place your question in the Q&A portal there. I think we've got a fairly shy group, or this presentation was so thorough that we've answered and anticipated all of your questions.
Mike, I think it's I want to add on to what Tim mentioned there. The pipeline maintenance program is ongoing, and so there is the current process to which CEQA covers a lot of the maintenance activities, and this program, this EIR, will improve upon what Valley Water is already doing. Nothing new or groundbreaking, but really clarifying the CEQA process internally, making it easier for staff, easier for agencies and the public to really be transparent in what's happening for maintenance and operations.
That's terrific. Thank you for that clarification. So I don't see any hands raised. Jose, do we?
Actually, I have a question here that I actually, maybe Mike Coleman can answer it, or one of the project members is, just looking at this map, it's obviously a very massive system of pipelines that we have here in the county that deliver recycled water, raw water, treated water to where it needs to go. What happens if we don't do the proper investment in this program? What why are we doing it? Why is it important? And what happens if we don't do it?
Yeah, this is Mike Coleman, the environmental planner on the project. This is a comprehensive program to deal with maintenance on a planned cycle according to manufacturer pipe recommendations. And while we have over 138 miles of pipeline, not all the pipeline systems are worked on at once. They're any given year over the next 20 years, the different segments or groups of pipes will be looked at and evaluated for repair needs. So it's an ongoing every year program. But again, we're on any given year, we're looking at a portion of the pipes, not all the pipes at once. So we don't do it all at once. We do it in cycles, and we systematically go through the whole system. If we were to just leave the pipes alone and not look at maintenance, we could have unexpected pipe breaks, leakages, losing water, and all those things. So we try to keep the entire pipeline system in tip-top shape, given we have to be ready for natural disasters and so forth. We want the best system operationally without problems. And so therefore, yeah, maintenance is very, very key. Thank you.
Thank you for that answer, Mike. Just in looking at that chart, you can see that there are areas where we interconnect with other water systems as well to provide both some redundancy, it looks like, for us as well as for them should something happen to their systems. Is that anticipated as part of this project as well, that those will be maintained and stabilized?
Yes, this is Mike. We have, various partners and pipe systems, and for instance, the South Bay Aqueduct comes down from the north and terminates at the Penitentiary Water Treatment Plant, and all those factors are incorporated into the master program here for pipe maintenance. So we work with all the local towns and cities and pipe systems as well, from North County to South County.
Thank you. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of redundancy built in, and a lot of thought was gone into making sure that if something's wrong somewhere, we can continue to provide water to our residents and or help those in our neighborhood, especially during droughts.
Mike, I got a question. We've talked a lot about maintenance and inspections, and so maybe this is a question that Tim can answer. Is of I know we have a very proactive program. Of the times that we've gone on and done inspections, if we ever come across a pipeline where we say, wow, some issues here, we need to fix this, and we're able to address it early before something bad would happen. So Tana, are there any such events like that where a team has gone in there and they find something?
Yes, definitely. In fact, Jose, recently we have went to the pipeline for Santa Clara conduit inspection rehab project as part of the recent construction that was completed. So in that inspection, we found a really badly damaged pipeline that is imminent to breakage, and we were able to find that pipeline as part of our inspection, and with the contractor that we have on board, that was awarded as part of the competitive bid process, we were able to utilize the contractor on site to do an immediate repair.
Thank you, Tim. I'd like to invite our attendees to submit. We're going to ask you just maybe one more time if you have any questions to raise your hand or put them in the Q&A box. Otherwise, we will start the process to wrap this meeting up. The recording of which will also be shared on the Valley Water homepage and our YouTube channel. Any questions? Any hands raised? Seeing none, I'd love to at this time say thank you to our presenters for all of your work towards this meeting, and the attendees and stakeholders who participated and shared. Hopefully we anticipated your comments and thoughts. And remember to submit your written comments by Wednesday, November 22nd. Maybe that's a more appropriate process for some of the attendees. So get those written comments in either by email or the mailing address, and we will be sure to include those in our review. And that Jose put that information on the chat just now.
Mike, I also wanted to
yes.
add that the presentation that we just that the team just shared right now, it's also available on the link, project link, where we'll put the video. So if anyone wants to go back and refresh, as they prepare their comments and look at the information, that they'll be able to download it and see it there.
They'll share that with their friends and neighbors as well. Terrific. Thank you, Jose. And then additionally, we ask that you consider checking out our water supply master plan, which includes projects under consideration as part of our long-range planning efforts. And we put a slide up, and it's got a QR code there, so you can click on that. Information about that plan can be found at that location. In the next few days, again, we'll post this recording of today's meeting on Valley Water's webpage. Thank you so much, Chair Varela, Director, Vice Chair Keegan and members of the public for attending. And we will wrap up this meeting. Thank you.